Another very belated post-fight video, this time for Okolie versus Lukas Rusiewicz. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. Okolie knocked Rusiewicz out in the first round, but not before getting caught a number of times with some pretty clean shots and getting his nose bloodied. Now, Rusiewicz is a journeyman, but he was coming into the fight with over 50 professional bouts under his belt, going up against Okolie, who's only had one fight prior to this. So a very experienced guy who did actually come to try and do something. He tried to at least test the waters and see if a win was plausible in the fight. And as I say, he did land some shots on Okolie. Okolie took the shots fine. There was no problems, but this is against the journeyman, not a noted puncher. So making those kind of mistakes as he moves up would definitely prove costly. Okolie wasn't a guy who had a vast amateur career. He was in the Olympics, obviously, but relatively inexperienced for an Olympian, I think it's fair to say. So he is going to be kind of learning on the job a little bit in the professional ranks. He needs to be able to use his height and reach very effectively. He is 6 feet 5 inches tall, which is a very good height for a cruiserweight. He's going to need to take advantage of that and minimize the amount of exchanges that he involves himself in. I know he's very eager to please and be exciting and make a name for himself and what have you, but the aim of the game is to win. As long as you keep winning, particularly in the UK when you're signed to Eddie Hearn, and he's a very personable character, Lawrence Okolie, as long as he keeps winning, then the recognition will come. So he needs to concentrate on minimizing his mistakes, hitting and not getting hit. If you're a tall guy like that who's going to have the height and reach advantage over most of your opponents, and Okolie can punch. He showed that even from his amateur fights. If you've got a height and reach the way that Okolie has, you need to learn how to frustrate the shorter opponents, because the more you frustrate them, the more chances they're going to take and the more mistakes they're going to make. And that will present opportunities for you to counter and land your big shots. So take your time. Don't be in a rush. A lot of times, big punchers who are patient, even in the first round, and minimize their mistakes, can end up with a lot of early knockouts on their resume. I mean, Anthony Joshua, I wouldn't say is the most aggressive big man out there, but he has plenty of early wins. He stays calm, collected, frustrates the opponent, keeps them at a certain distance. When they rush in, when they lunge, he hits them with hard shots and closes the show. Okolie should try and do something similar. I'm not saying he should make himself a clone of Joshua at all, but that basic formula for tall fighters who can punch is a good one in my view, particularly if you want to have longevity in the game and consistency. Okolie knows that himself. He said so in the post-fight interview on Sky and several post-fight interviews that he conducted with various different boxing media outlets. So he knows that he made mistakes in there. He knows he needs to tighten up his defense, and that's the main thing. So I'm watching Okolie's professional career unfold with interest. He has a puncher's mentality. He is a puncher. Has vulnerabilities himself, so it should be an exciting ride along the way. Let me know what you felt about Lawrence Okolie's performance here against this particular opponent. Do you have any inclination about how far you think he can go? And maybe you disagree in terms of what you think his boxing style should be. Maybe you think he should be getting in there, trading, going toe-to-toe with much shorter opponents. Maybe you don't think he should try and frustrate them and get them to walk onto shots and then open up. If that's how you feel, or if that's not how you feel, drop it in the comment section below. All right, it's happening. I'm out.